So that was the evaluation of the icebreaker speech given by Smita Shah. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Shubhashri to deliver the evaluation of our second speaker, Toastmaster Sriram. Shubhashri, we will have you on stage.
It is said that don't judge a book by its cover. And today, I know why it is believed so. Because a person who looks so calm, so poised, and so mature can have actually a life packed with reckless adventure. Good afternoon, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters guest, and a person who had a lot of adventures in his life, Toastmaster Sriram in particular. Toastmaster Sriram, let me quickly tell you what were the points in your speech which I personally loved. The first point was the way he started his speech by saying that I am a part of Toastmasters Club and also Procrastination Club. The entire audience giggled by the first statement of your speech, and then he moved forward by saying that okay, everybody had a normal speech, but I don't want to give an icebreaker where I was born, where I lived, and where I'm going to die. And that statement, Toastmaster Sriram, make you stood out then and there from the rest of the audience. And just like you said, you are going to give a different kind of speech. The speech was actually different, which was packed with lots of humor throughout. Let me give you a few examples. Remember Sriram's interaction with the Western toilet and how he stood up like Bahubali. The entire audience was laughing, and even I giggled a lot throughout. The way you deep dived into the water alone, but you returned along with a friend who was patting your back. The entire audience enjoyed those adventures along with you. Now, with this beautiful and great speech that you delivered, Toastmaster Sriram, I had a difficult time to point out the areas of improvement. However, I have noted down a couple of suggestions that is going to make you even better speaker. To start with Toastmaster Sriram, at the initial point you said that you have 3 medals in your life, the bronze, silver and gold, and they did not have any particular order. However, I thought you could have incorporated an order by starting with your childhood till your latest adventurous journey. That would have given you a scope to bring in transitions, because I felt that while you were explaining these 3 scenarios, the transitions were quite redundant, where you said that this is my gold medal, this is my silver medal. Rather than that, you could have actually bring in some kind of a transition saying that now while I was having my interaction with the Western toilet, I was preparing for my silver medal. So this is the journey of my silver medal, something like that. That would have given a proper transition. Along with that, there were 2 times when you said that after 6 months you left that particular adventure. We were wondering why. Apart from that, you could have also brought in a little bit of stage utilization that would have given you form a relationship with that part of the audience. Having said that, a beautiful speech packed with a lot of humor, a little bit focus on the transitions and the stage utilization will definitely help you. Having said that, you had beautiful descriptions throughout your speech, and I'm looking forward to your more such reckless adventures. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubhashri, for that wonderful evaluation. And for those of you who do not know, she has been a champion evaluator of our division, right?
Yeah.
And you got a sample of that. Now, as a general evaluator, Sriram, I would give some suggestion to your speech after having read your speech over WhatsApp, which you sent it to me because I was your mentor, and it was written very beautifully. But I feel that your speech had a lot of visualization content, so which you could have made the audience have a glimpse of by showing some part of your body language. You could have used a little bit of body language, like when you were jumping in the Western toilet up and down. Maybe you could have shown some other statue of Bahubali, maybe you would have stood like this or something. Some body language aspects of you would have reinforced the message that you are going to portray. Though I appreciate that when the part of that snake came, you patted your back and you showed us. So that is how, like, you can compare the scene with the snake and the scene on the Western toilet. In the Western toilet, we did not have any body language, so it was not that impactful as compared to the snake one. So whenever we have a visualization, strong speech, we should try to bring in some body language. But it's okay, because this is your first speech, and you will get over all these nuances as time goes by and as you explore the speaker in you. Okay, but well done, and let's have a round of applause for all the participants. Now, coming to the session as a whole, I came 1 minute late, and I was totally baffled that you guys are so punctual. I was not envisaging that we will start at 12:30, but that shows the potential that you have as a club, and that shows the promise that you will have in the future. So well done, well done. I missed the sergeant at arms, but over here the feedback is written that the rules were explained and introduced precedent. So who's the sergeant at arms? So well done, Snell, well done. So, no recommendations as of now. So next was President Ajitab. Ajitab, you had a very gracious presence on stage, as a president should have. You were very calm, poised, relaxed. You introduced guests, which is a very nice thing, because all of us don't know each other. So it was a very wonderful thing. And you not only introduced them by their names, but also by the roles that they're playing in the company. So that's very appreciative. You introduced TMOD very nicely, and he came over. So that introduction parts were very good. However, a couple of suggestions. As a president, you need to bring in a thought of a day. So it need not be a very long story, maybe a small incident which happened with you, or maybe a small inspiring message you read somewhere. So that will set the mood for the meeting ahead. As a president of the day, you should always come prepared with a message that you can deliver to the audience. And next is, whenever we make a transition in and out of stage, we do not do just like that. We call that person who is going to take over and wait for the person to come on the podium, gently shake hand with that person, and only when that person is there on the stage do we leave. So that sort of handshaking should be there. It's for Toastmaster of the day or whoever it is, the table topic master, president. This is the protocol that we have in Toastmasters. We don't leave the stage unattended at any point of time, and there should be a transitionary handshake when the speakers are changing. But apart from that, I know you will take all this feedback going forward, since this is a new club, and I really appreciate that you guys are taking this forward. Next, I will come to Toastmaster of the day, and Toastmaster of the day, Sri Kumaran. What a beautiful theme! To travel is to live. In the theme itself, there is a message that I read somewhere, like a person who has not traveled has only read the first page of his book called Life. So this related very well with that message, and it's a beautiful, beautiful theme. And Toastmaster Sri Kumaran, the introduction parts were very good. You introduced the speakers. And did you say the topic, like the speech titles also?
Yes.
You said, right? Sorry, I did not write that. It's a miss from my side. But the introductions part were well done. You also said the speech titles. And for you also, this thing would apply, that you were standing to the left. Always stand on the right, be confident, because when you are coming on the stage, you are owning the stage and nobody is going to say, and whatever happens, whatever mess you create, people are going to applaud at the end. So be comfortable, be confident, own that stage. Okay, so never be hesitant to stand on the left or the right, be at the center only. And as a Toastmaster of the day, it is your duty to explain the format of the Toastmaster session. Like in Toastmaster, we have three slots or three sections: the prepared speech, table topic, and the evaluation. It is the duty of the Toastmaster of the day to explain the nature or the format of the session to everybody, which I did today, because maybe you did not know. So, to all the people who are the Toastmaster, if you are going to play Toastmaster of the day anytime, this is your duty to explain the format of the session to the people. And when you come to the evaluation, you say that we have three sections: prepared speech, table topics, and evaluation, and then you connect that with the general evaluator, the evaluation section, and call the general evaluator. So it sets everything in alignment. So that is how Toastmaster of the day should do, and handshaking should be done when you're calling everybody. Overall, it was a beautiful role play. So let's applaud C. Kumaran for this wonderful. Now we will come to the table topics. Table topic master, which was played by Sandeep Jha, is sitting right next to me. And Sandeep, I didn't find any flaw or any recommendation. You played your role to the perfection, to the T, and explained the rules very nicely with the timing and all. Everything was done perfectly. But we, in our club, we have a rule that we encourage guests also to come, which you also did. But there is a little difference that we follow in our club. Like for guests, we give them an option that if they are not comfortable with the topic, they can change the topic once. Like if you bring in a guest, and if the guest is not feeling comfortable, its topic is little difficult for him or her, they have the option to change, but not the Toastmasters. So this is the only club, which I keep saying, this is the only club where the guests have more privileges than the members. Okay, so that's one thing that we follow. Maybe you can also start doing that to make the guests comfortable. Apart from that, it was a perfect, flawless role play. Now coming to the table topic speakers, the first speaker was Vinder. Great things never come from comfort zone, and you are an embodiment of that, because as soon as there was an announcement for volunteer, you raised your hand and you came up here. So that itself shows that you don't believe in comfort zones. You want to grow, and you came here. And you shared your personal story. Personal stories are always great. They relate with the audience. And there are times when we are not able to speak on a topic, so bring in a personal topic. It may not relate, but that's okay. At least you spoke about yourself. And over time, you will see that it is relating also. So kudos to you on that. And hand gestures were very nice. You were relaxed. And you also had a message in the end that we should go out of comfort zone. You also related to the theme. All in all, it was very well done. Maybe you can be a little more relaxed when you are delivering, but it will come, naturally it will come. As you come more and as you give more speeches, be it table topic or prepared speeches, this will come naturally. But you did, I would say, around 99.99% correct as far as any normal speaker would do. So that was very well done. Huge round of applause. Our next table topic speaker was Ram Kishore. Yeah, right. Life is short and world is wide. It was a little difficult topic. You cannot actually think something out of your head, but you did a good job on that overall. And I must say that you are a good speaker. You have a good command over the English language, but you spoke in a general sense, and that's why I could see that you were struggling a little bit. So that's why examples will help you. Your personal examples, or if you cannot give your personal example, give examples of some celebrities, some great people. So that will help you to speak more about your topic. So it's an idea from my side which you can use in your further speeches. But overall, your speech ability is really very great. Thank you. And last but not the least, we had a guest, Gaurav, sitting over there. Travel enough and you meet yourself. Again, a very beautiful topic and a little difficult also for a guest. But you did really well. See how he related his personal story. He shared his example when he went to Kashmir and he found out some aspects of himself which he was not aware of before. So you were bang on the topic. So totally understood the topic. And one little suggestion, if I can give you, that your hands were tied like this. So always refrain or avoid this type of stance. You had a very good English command, and I was literally bowled over by the usage of the words that you had. So that shows that you have that command over the English language. The only thing is that you can be a little more relaxed and you can be free. Don't have your hands tied. So that's one suggestion. Overall, it was very good. So let's have a huge round of applause for all of you. So we covered the prepared speeches, table topic speakers, all the role players, and I saw that there were a couple of phone rings during the session. So if we can keep our phones in the silent. Actually, this is a rule of the Sergeant at Arms. Sergeant at Arms should speak about all these three rules, the phone in silent mode. So it's a request, humble request from my side that all of you please put your phone on silent mode so that speakers are not disturbed. And that's all from my side. But before I go away, let me take the role players report, starting with the report from the timer. So may I request timer Toastmaster Satyendra to give out the timing of I think prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation, everything.
Sergeant Arams.
No, just the speeches, like the prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and the evaluators. So we take time only for the speeches, prepared speeches.
As a speaker, 6 minutes 10 seconds.
6 minutes 10 seconds. Okay.
A speaker 2, 5 minutes 30 seconds.
Okay. So both of them are in because the time is 4 to 6.
Within time frame.
So
within 7 minutes. 100, let's say. Before 7 minutes, they have completed.
4 to 6. So 6 minutes 30 seconds. So they both are in.
Yeah, yes.
Great.
And table TTA speaker 1, 4 minutes 45. 1 minute 45 seconds.
1 minute
45 seconds. TT2 1 minute and TT3 1 minute 45 seconds.
So all the speakers, table topic speakers, and the
Yeah.
prepared speakers are in within time.
Within time.
Okay. And evaluators.
3 minutes 10 seconds. Evaluator 1 and evaluator 2 3 minutes 35 seconds.
35 seconds. Yeah. Sadly, Shubhashree is out. Okay, that's okay. That's very nice. That's how champion evaluators do give evaluation. They have a lot to say. They have a lot to say, and we have a lot to learn. So overall, it was very good, very nice, and all of us are in time. All the speakers of this club, and it was a wonderful, wonderful session. I really enjoyed, and this is the end of my evaluation section, and I hand over back to this. Oh yeah. Sorry. We have 2 more, right? Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, we have our counter's report left, which is Toastmaster webinar. So may I please ask you to deliver the report?
First, the reports are for the prepared speeches and for TM Natasha. There are 4 R's, 3 so, 1 like, and 4 poses.
Okay.
And for TM Shriram, there are only 1 R and 2 and. And for the table topics, TM Ravindra, 7 R, 1 so, 1 like, 2 you know. And TM Kishore, 6 R and 1 end. And for TM Gaurav, there are 3 R's and 1 so, and 1 pause.
That's it. Thank you so much. So we count our counts for all of us, not only the speakers, for everybody.
I have counted for all of
For all of us, right? Even the general evaluator and all, everybody. Okay, thank you so much. And last but not the least, may I ask grammarian TM Astha to give out the grammarian support, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we had a really good use of, I observed a really good use of adverbs in the prepared speeches. Everyone followed the proper syntax, which while speaking mostly we forget to. Like the subject verb agreement in the plural and singular sense was really perfect. That was a really good usage of grammar. Coming to the not so good usage of grammar, once it was like instead of saying conclusion of, it was said conclude of. It was used in the verb form, whereas it should have been used in the noun form. And someone said returning back, which is a not so good use of grammar, because return itself means to come back. So we do not need to use back again after using the verb return. Also, someone used the adjective tall with mountain and wall, I think. It's not a encouraged use of grammar, because generally we use the word high for things which are wider,
Right.
and tall for things which are thinner. Like if somebody is higher than he is wider, then only we use tall. So for people and for trees, we use tall. But for things that are wider from the bottom, like walls and mountains, we tend to use high. Also, somebody used more spicier, which is also not so good use of grammar, because spicier is already in the comparative form, so we did not use more with it. And passed out was used in the sentence in the context of passing out from college, but passed out actually means to fall unconscious. so we should not use passed out. Actually, it comes from the British usage, but they use it in only the army sense. So if you're passing out from an army college, you can use pass out, but in other senses, we should not use pass out. That is all.
And how many times the word of the day was used?
Yeah, I was coming to that. That was all the grammar observations that I made. The word of the day was used 4 times today, 2 times in the prepared speech, and 2 times by the evaluator.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Astha. It was a wonderful grammarian report, and I also learned a few grammar tricks.
We all did, sir.
I was doing a cardinal sin by not inviting the grammarian and giving it back to the Toastmasters today. So it would have been very bad. But nonetheless, we had a very nice session, a wonderful session, and now it is time, right? Now it is time for the Toastmasters session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kailash sir, for the wonderful evaluation and the fellow teammates who assisted Kailash sir. So now we come to the conclusion of the session. So for that, I invite our president again, Toastmaster Ajit.
Thank you. So one thing, before I start concluding the event, I would like to apologize to our Toastmaster. Why? Because every time I hear the word Shri, the second thing that comes in my mind is Krishna. So that every time, even when I called you over here in the stage first time, I said Shri, and then the second word that immediately spoke out was Krishna. And I was like, no, that's not his name. But it was too late. So my apologies for that. So it was a fantastic journey. So I believe this part of our life was a bit involved a lot of flavors, from bit of heartful insights from Toastmasters Natasha to some reckless adventure, things not to do by Toastmaster Sriram. We had, I would like to specially thank our guest, Toastmaster Suchri and Toastmaster Kailash, who could shell out their time to come to a different location and give us proper mentorship. And I would especially like to thank all of our 3 guests who took, I know all 3 of them are from a very busy background, so I was quite surprised that how could they shell out so much of their time and stay with us. Thank you to all, sir. And I believe with this session, I would say that this is also a journey, and in this so-called journey of life, I don't see just Toastmasters around me. I see leaders in the making, and with that thought, I close the session for today for Toastmasters Calcutta. Thank you.